So the question being, thinking about like, what are the best relationships that business owners should have in play?
Yes.
Yeah.
I tell my clients you need a good business attorney because there will probably come a point in your life when you're going to need somebody to review a contract. You're going to hire somebody. You're going to want to talk about labor law. You're going to need an attorney who can help you do those kinds of things. If you don't go through one at startup when you're setting the business up anyway, which you probably should do, then you need to have somebody you can speak to about that. Financial advisors, of course, that's key because there are going to be retirement plan discussions at some point if you are profitable enough. You are going to hire employees and you're going to want to talk about those things. And CPAs, I think, for nearly all small businesses at some point, it might not be from day one, but at some point you're going to outgrow the spreadsheet and you're going to outgrow all the little things you're doing just to keep it all bound together. You're going to need some outside help. And you need somebody doing your payroll. Please, for the love of God, don't do your own payroll. I got so many suggestions for that, and I have contacts, and I refer all my clients out because no small business owner really should be doing their own payroll. It's just too cumbersome. Yeah. And I tell people, this is not advice. You could sooner not file a tax return for 3 years, and IRS will eventually find you. Yeah. But if you mess up a payroll tax return, they're coming to your house like day one, and it will follow you until you die. So don't mess that stuff up. And that's why if you have a payroll company, if there is an error, they will go through and address it for you. Yeah. You don't want to be messing with that.
Yeah, and I'm really glad you brought that up actually, because I wanted to go into like what are some of the common mistakes business owners make and how to work around that or work through that with the right professionals. I have seen many cases over the past few years where even working with a payroll company, let's say you pick a big box brand and you think you have everything in place because there's 3 letters in the name or more than 3 letters in the name, and everything seems to be buttoned up, but then you actually have someone audit it or take a look at things and you find out you've been under withholding for the past several years. Or I had one situation, someone was over withholding and they were actually paying in too much, and like in terms of like payroll taxes, and was told there's no way to recoup that money. So it's one of those things. I think it's very important to have the right professional, like have a professional, but also have someone who's really competent, is intentional with you, and also go back to proactive to make sure that everything aligns successfully. And there's a lot of mistakes that it's just very expensive. Number one, to identify. Number two, to go back and try to resolve or fix. But so outside of like the payroll side, making sure you have a team that's competent doing that. What would you say are some other common mistakes or common pitfalls you see a lot of business owners make that they could be aware of today just to avoid that?
Yeah, sure. I think that it is admirable for a small business owner to take on their own accounting. And there are so many ways to do it. QuickBooks Online, which is what we use, it's there for everybody. They can go get their purchase it, get their license to it, and set up a chart of accounts and go. The thing that we find, of course, is that most small business owners, unless they're accountants, are not accountants. And so it's like you don't know where to classify things 100% of the time. And even if it's a fully deductible expense and it makes it onto the P&L, is that the best presentation to tell you how you're really doing? Like, for instance, business owners who have inventory and cost of goods, are they miscoding things in general overhead that skews their gross profit? So they really don't know how much money they're making on the thing that they are selling or the service they are selling to their clients. So it's not just about making mistakes in coding. It's making mistakes in setting it up from the ground up with a good chart of accounts that fits your analysis. And so I spend a lot of time redoing charts of accounts for clients who've set up their own books because it wasn't telling them the right stuff. It wasn't giving them any useful data. So it's like, let's go in and mix this up, move some things around. So again, if you can get past just the coding errors and not knowing how to use the software, like not understanding that matching a bank transaction is not reconciling your account. I get a lot of that. So I'll have people come in who haven't reconciled their bank account in 4 years because they didn't know they had to. I'm like, well, then how do you know that the bank statement was right and that something didn't get messed up? Yeah. It's like you don't know. And on the accounting side, I mean, the errors are plentiful. It's just, and it's not because business owners are dumb. It's just because they don't know how to do accounting, and
Right.
that's because they're busy doing other stuff
Yeah,
to make themselves
they
money.
should be, right?
Exactly.
Like you should be out there focusing on the widget or service that is the reason you got into business, like the passion, the purpose, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
that caused you to take the leap and take the risk to try to make the world a better place.
Absolutely. You